Iraq's economic revival, US trade partnerships, banking reforms, and the future of the dinar, Iraq's turning point. Welcome to IQDRV. I'm Hussein, and today we dive deep into an exciting chapter in Iraq's journey toward economic transformation, with trade relations heating up between Iraq and the United States and monumental changes sweeping through Iraq's banking sector. There's a fresh wave of optimism. These aren't just routine updates. They are bold, game-changing moves that could redefine Iraq's economic landscape and its global standing. From key reforms aimed at increasing financial inclusion to opening direct trade channels with the United States, Iraq is making strategic moves toward long-term stability and growth. These developments are not only vital for Iraqis, but could also influence international investors, financial institutions, and geopolitical dynamics across the Middle East. Let's break down these changes and what they mean for Iraq, its people, and the broader global community. Iraq-US trade relations, a new era begins. In a significant development, Iraq has begun reshaping its trade policies with the United States. Historically, much of Iraq's imports from the U.S. have arrived through third-party countries. This roundabout route not only inflates costs, but also limits transparency and efficiency in trade. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, recognizing the inefficiencies in the current system, has introduced a set of strategic steps to rectify these issues. These include 1. Opening direct avenues for U.S. distributors. The government plans to allow more U.S. companies to operate directly within Iraq. This move reduces reliance on intermediaries and lowers the cost of American goods. 2. Improving financial infrastructure. Iraq is upgrading its banking systems to better facilitate international transactions. These changes include better cross-border payment systems, compliance with international standards, and digital banking enhancements. 3. Creating economic diplomacy teams. Dedicated economic experts will negotiate directly with their U.S. counterparts. This will ensure transparent, beneficial agreements for long-term cooperation. 4th, formalizing communication channels. Ministries of Finance, Trade, and Foreign Affairs will establish official channels with U.S. agencies. This is intended to build lasting partnerships beyond individual trade agreements. These efforts mark a departure from ad hoc trade and move toward a structured, mutually beneficial economic alliance. The cost of third-party trade and the need for reform. Historically, the bulk of U.S. goods imported into Iraq traveled through intermediary countries like the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, or Jordan. This circuitous route introduced a host of problems: higher costs, middlemen inflate prices, delays in delivery, additional customs and logistics, limited oversight, less control over quality and origin of goods. By allowing direct trade routes and promoting U.S. business presence in Iraq, these issues can be mitigated. More importantly, it sets a precedent for future trade deals with other global powers, upgrading Iraq's banking system, laying the groundwork for prosperity. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has unveiled a bold plan to modernize the country's private banking sector. The objective is simple but profound: create a modern, efficient, and inclusive financial system that fuels economic growth. Goals of the reform: 1. Financial inclusion. Extend banking services to remote and underserved communities. Digitize accounts and provide mobile banking solutions. 2. Efficiency and competitiveness. Encourage private banks to adopt international best practices, create a competitive environment to drive innovation and customer service. 3. Risk management. Equip banks to handle economic shocks. Set regulatory frameworks to maintain system integrity. 4th, payment system modernization. Introduce secure, fast, and transparent payment systems. Expand ATM networks and digital payment infrastructure. Implementation timeline: 2024. Planning and Framework Design, 2025, Infrastructure Upgrades and Technical Workshops, 2026, Full-Scale Assessments and Implementation. These reforms are being supported by technical assistance programs, international financial experts, and close oversight from the CBI. Iraq banking sector. Reform Conference, a new chapter. In a landmark event, Prime Minister al-Sudani recently inaugurated the Iraqi Banking Sector Reform Conference. This gathering of policymakers, bankers, and international stakeholders symbolized the seriousness of Iraq's intentions. Key highlights: official launch of the National Banking Reform Strategy, public-private collaboration agreements, partnerships with international financial institutions for capacity building, real-life impact. Stories from the ground. Ali, a small business owner in Basra. Before, it took weeks to receive inventory from American suppliers. Now, with direct US trade outlets, I get my stock faster and at better prices. Zara, a university graduate in Mosul. The new banking reforms allowed me to open my first bank account via mobile. It may sound small, but for me, it's financial independence. These stories reflect a wider shift happening across Iraq as policy meets people, Iraq's economic diplomacy beyond the U.S. While U.S.-Iraq relations are crucial, Iraq is also extending its diplomatic outreach to other global powers. China, infrastructure projects and oil agreements, European Union, trade facilitation and renewable energy initiatives, Gulf countries, investment in logistics and tourism. By positioning itself as a trade and investment hub, Iraq is leveraging its geographic and resource-rich advantages. The future of the Iraqi Dinar IQD, with increasing financial stability and improved trade, the question on many investors' minds is, will the IQD revalue? Factors favoring revaluation: stronger banking infrastructure, reduced corruption and currency manipulation, increased foreign reserves. Factors against immediate revaluation: ongoing inflation concerns, geopolitical risks, need for consistent implementation of reforms. While speculation is high, real change requires patience. What matters more is the overall strengthening of Iraq's economy, a prerequisite for any currency appreciation. Challenges on the road ahead: bureaucratic delays, long-standing administrative hurdles may slow down implementation, security concerns. Stability is vital for investor confidence. Public awareness: successful reforms need community buy-in and financial education. The government is aware of these obstacles and has committed to tackling them through transparency, education campaigns, and international cooperation. Final thoughts: a nation reborn. Iraq is at a historic crossroads. The bold steps taken in trade and finance are more than just policy shifts. They're a statement of intent. With leadership from Prime Minister al-Sudani and support from the central bank, Iraq is laying the foundation for a prosperous, resilient, and inclusive economy. If these reforms succeed, Iraq won't just stabilize, it will thrive. The ripple effects could uplift millions of lives, attract billions in foreign investment, and give the IQD a fighting chance on the global stage. Call to action: are you excited about Iraq's transformation? Do you think these reforms will deliver the change the country needs? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to IQD to VND for more updates on Iraq's economic future. Stay tuned. The story of Iraq's revival is just getting started.